Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Um, this is a video on a topic of this particular Chucky doll, and actually some other Chucky dolls I have as well. Um, Now a lot of people are asking me, why does this Chucky doll look like this? Why does he have, this purplish or bluish tint mouth, and why are the clothes and just everything look like this? You know, um, my thing is, I honestly don't know. I don't have an answer for that. Um, the only thing is, I'm guessing neither back when they made this type of doll, they just made it like this. Um, or I know back in 1988, I think it's 1988, the first ever Chucky movie came out. Well, besides that, they had comic books as well. I think like right before the first movie came out, like right before 1988. I think they had comic books. I could be wrong. I know they did have comic books though, and I'm thinking maybe in the comic books for some of them, maybe the doll in the comic books of Child's Play, the Chucky, maybe he looked like this in some of the comic books for, the first versions that came out. I'm not talking about the 1991 comic books of Child's Play. No, I'm talking about like the first issued versions they came out with. That's the only thing I can really think of. Maybe I don't have any of the comic books to confirm that. I know they do have some of the comic books on eBay, but sometimes when I look them up, they're all from 1991. I know they had comic books from 1988 or 1989, one of those years, like neither right before the movie came out or right after. But yeah, and my question is too, I would like to know why they, made the doll this type of overalls and, the mouth like this and everything, like, I would love to know too, but right now there's really no answers on that. I've tried looking up videos, I've tried, looking up reasons and, stuff, even on Google and everything, and there's just nothing about this particular doll and why it's made like that. A lot of people ask me, why does he look like this? Why? His mouth looks like this and everything. And to be honest, like I said, I have no clue because back even in the days, they made other Chucky dolls too. And I have a couple of these other ones as well. I'll show you. So here's a Stuck-a-Chuck. This one came out the same year. It's a smaller one, but it's a Stuck-a-Chuck doll. This is a Child's Play 3 version, as you can see. But you see, the clothing on him looks totally different. The face and everything is like, different too. And everything. And, some people say these are Screamer Chucky dolls, which is a lot of them have the mouth open, like they're like, mad. See how this one has its mouth open and this one has its mouth open, but still, if it's a Screamer Chucky doll, that doesn't take the fact away that, why do they look like this? You know what I mean? But yeah, this is one of the ones you could get at Blockbuster back in the day. I know that for sure. I have even another one up here as well. I can show you. It's a 1993 Chucky doll. Try to grab it. There, I got it. This one too, right here, you can see the clothing and everything is different, and everything. The mouth is basically like this one's, or a little bit, I think a little bit more, like, less painted, but still, here's the back and everything. So I don't know, it's like, I don't know why they made Chucky dolls look like this back in the day. I have no clue, but, all I can say is, I think when you would buy these back in the day, these were, I think, in my opinion, I could be wrong, but I think in the comic books, maybe in the comic books, the doll of Chucky just had different clothing. Some of them looked like this, maybe, and I think the first issued comic books, his clothing looked like that. You never know. I don't have the comic books, but that's what I'm guessing. Maybe the first issued comic books, his clothing looked like this and everything, And yeah,
You mind if I grab a slice of your pizza?
sure.
Cool, thanks.
Sorry about that. It was my brother, but so I don't really know, there could be many things of why his, clothing look like this and stuff. But I could tell you, there's another version of a rare Chucky doll. Came out in 1996. It was a Child's Play 2 edition Chucky doll. I actually have that one. I actually have two of the same doll, and that is this one right here. Not this freaking My Buddy doll, but these two dolls right here. When they made these two, were 1996 Chucky dolls. These two. And these ones you can see have more of the right clothing. This one's hair faded from over time, but this one didn't. You can see like the t-shirt looks almost accurate. The hair's more, redder, and the clothing even has like the actual overalls. The shoes are really the only thing that aren't accurate, but you can see it has the good guy markings and everything. So I don't know, maybe back in the day, some of the comic books when they first came out for the comic books, maybe some of the good guy dolls in the comic books of when different season comic books came out or whatever, maybe the dolls looked like this in the comic books. Maybe Chucky looked like this. That's the only thing. And a lot of people say, well, the My Buddy dolls. Yeah, they could have made it their own version of a My Buddy doll, but that's not what I really think, because these even says right there, Child's Play. The tag says Child's Play, so I don't think these were made to be a My Buddy doll. I could be wrong once again, but I don't think these were made to be a My Buddy doll originally. These, I think, were originally just Chucky dolls they made, and, I think from the comic books, the dolls just look like this in the comic books. And I think when they first made this one, because this is the first ever, like I said many times, this is the first actual life-size Chucky that ever came out. It's the first one that ever came out. So, maybe in the comic books, I could be wrong, but maybe in the comic books, this is how it looked. When they made the comic books, but the comic books could have came out before the movies. You never know. Because I know, like I said, I have looked it up. There's comic books from 1988, and then all the way up to 1991. So I know there's comic books neither way before the movie started. I could be wrong. I think maybe the movie did come first, then the comic books. But I'm pretty sure, I'm not positive about it, but I'm pretty sure that the comic books did come first. The first comic book came, then the movie came like right after, because the comic books start the same years as Child's Play start, 1988, 1991, to whatever. But yeah, so I just think the comic books came out first, because a lot of people even say too that you could apparently win this doll if you order it, because some of the comic books come with pre-order stuff. Apparently people said you can order these dolls off the comic books or something, there'd be a number or something you call or some type of crazy crap and order this particular one. They even had other ones you could order too, people say. But then other people say this doll came from Spencer's. So, and that's another truth, because, why is this the only Chucky doll that is existent? That's the oldest one that has ever came out. That's the life size. Because how many life-sized Chucky dolls do you see from the 90s? How many? You see you might see all these earlier 2000s, like 2004 Chucky dolls and, and all these other ones. But this doll in particular is the first one they made, because at the time they never had any other life-size Chucky. This is the one you could get. I mean, yeah. When they started making Chucky dolls, believe it or not, when they started making them, they made them, into suction cup Chucky dolls, or Stuck-a-Chucks as people call them, and there's Child's Play 1 versions, Child's Play 2 versions, and everything. I have a Child's Play 3 version. This one's, like I said, the 1991 version. These started in 1988, believe it or not, the Stuck-a-Chucks, when the first movie came out. But however, for life-size doll, this is the first life-size one you could get. And at the time, they never made any other life-size Chucky doll besides this particular one. I mean, the closest you could get was the 1996 doll, which is, like I said, right here. This one right there, the 1996 doll. those were the second ever life-size ones, but at the time, when they made this, this came out after the movie was already out and everything. So it's like, that's another thing I don't get too. It's like the movie came out, then they finally made a life-size doll, but they made it look like this, you know? And of course, there's smaller versions of this doll. It's the same particular doll, same one, but a little smaller and everything, but I don't know, a lot of people ask me, why is his mouth and his clothing and everything look like this? All I can say is maybe when the comic books first came out, maybe you could pre-order this doll. But yet again, this doll came out in 1991 actually, and it's the first life-size one, which that is true. But it's like I can't, I can't find any reasons or anything, and a lot of people, to be honest, don't even know about this doll. It kind of sucks too if you think about it, because a lot of people look at this doll and just think it's like, the newest handmade, Chucky, like for a joke or something. Nah, like this is actually an old, antique, rare Chucky doll. And honestly, it just sucks that a lot of people don't realize how old and how actual Chucky doll, what this Chucky doll really is. People just look at this doll and be like, oh, that's a rip-off Chucky, some fan made it. No, it's a legit actual doll you could get back in the day. You know? Like I said, some people say you could get these after the comic books came out. Other people say you can get them at Spencer's, which is, I do believe, the Spencer's stories. And other people say you can get them at the freaking carnival, apparently. Other people said you could get this type of doll at the carnival, apparently. Yeah, I don't know though. I wasn't live back then to see, what was really going on and everything, but just sucks a lot of people for some odd reason don't know about this doll, and it's like I hate to say this, but a lot of y'all people say y'all Chucky fans out there, and y'all don't even know what the first freaking original doll, movie promotion doll looks like. And here it is. Well, the first life-size one, that is. So yeah, y'all don't even know what the first fucking life-size one looks like. Y'all are like, oh, Chucky has scars. Chucky's... No, fucking when Chucky first came out, he didn't have scars. He was a normal-looking freaking doll. Normal doll, had no scars, had no freaking beat-it-up, stitches and everything. He didn't have all that shit. That didn't come until Bride of Chucky. So, it's just funny to me that a lot of y'all say you're freaking Chucky fans and shit, and you don't even know the OG Chucky dolls, and y'all just look at these dolls like they're freaking nothing. Heck, freaking, if y'all wanted a damn Chucky doll back in the day, in the 90s and shit, this is what you could get. You could get this one, which is the first ever life-size one, or you could get this particular doll, which is a 1993 Chucky doll for, I think, the second or third movie or whatever. And then you could get this one right here, the Stuck-a-Chuck versions, Or if you waited a couple of years later, you could get the second ever life-size doll, which looks more like Chucky. Has the actual clothing and the actual, overalls, the, little marks. I don't know if you can see it now. But yeah, or you could get this one that's the most accurate they made back in the day, before, the Bride of Chucky movie came out. So I don't know, but that's my little / rant, and I guess of why I really don't know. I don't have any answer to that. That's one of the things that I don't have an answer to. I can prove to y'all that it's the first version movie made Chucky doll. I can prove that. I can make a fucking whole video separate on, why this really is the first life-sized one made. Because it's the truth. I could honestly do that. I could show you why. But right now, though, however, there really isn't nothing else to say on why. I don't know why his clothing looks like this. I don't, Like I said, it could be because of the comic books. It could be because, maybe they just held it. Maybe they just wanted to make it like this, too. Maybe Spencer's or, the carnival people or whatever. Maybe, or, the comic books. Maybe whoever was making these dolls at the time and selling them wherever it was. Spencer's, carnival, comic books, whatever. Maybe they were looking actually and saying, we're going to make them look like this because in 20, 30 years from now, people are going to be wanting this type of doll, knowing it's the first life-size one, so we're going to make them look all weird and retarded looking, that's another thing too. But I don't know. So I don't know. It's just I know there's a lot of reasons and there's a lot of things I think of why they did that. And I gave you my thoughts, and maybe they wanted to make them look like this because 20, 30 years from now, people are going to be wanting it. It's a rare Chucky doll, or maybe they just made it to make it like this, or there's a lot of reasons. A lot of people ask, and I seriously don't know why. I honestly don't know why they made it like this. All I can say is, I think this was just how they personally, I think it's just how they made them back in the day, and that's that. But there's a lot of reasons, so it's really weird in my opinion too. But yeah, I don't know why. Anyways, now I'm about to get off of here. I made a 15 freaking minute video, almost 16 minutes. So like, comment, and subscribe here on YouTube. Bye, guys.